Eat your hearts out, fellow nerds. This is my Transformers room. A little bit of Star Wars, a little bit of DC, a little bit of Marvel, mostly Transformers. One entire room dedicated and growing. So, let's start over here. Here we have a little box art of Bruticus, a mini Megatron collection. And a hodgepodge of Decepticons. I think we got a classic, some Fall of Cybertron, titanium Starscream down there. This is my Quintesson diorama from the movie, which I'll show you.
Your Magistrate reached a verdict. I have guilty or innocent. Spare me this mockery of justice. I repeat, guilty or innocent. Innocent. Feed him to the Sharkticons.
Not an exact replica of the movie, but you get the idea. These are the Impossible Toys Quintessons, Scientist, Executioner, etc., etc. Alligator Con, or Alliacon. And my army of Sharkticons. A couple of Guardian robots, custom painted, just for kicks. Pretty cool. Got a little Jaws up there, a little Rocky, a little Star Trek. Eventually they may be making way for other Transformers to be hung up. This is the newest current series. What is that? Robots in Disguise. This collection is ongoing and growing still. They won't be taken out of the package. I don't really enjoy the series that much, but there's Ruination. She won't be out of the package either. I pretty much display the ones that were in the TV series that I enjoyed. This is a few select items from the live motion picture. Couldn't help myself. I don't really like the motion pictures that much, but it's all part of the collection. This is some of the original paperwork from back in the old 1985 G1 days. They had some that were in really good shape, so I put the front and back page in frames. A little bit of Star Wars. Got some Star Wars Transformers up there. Again, that he might eventually give way to more Transformers displays, but for now, some stamps there. Few figures from episode 1. This is Masterpiece Sherman Dam reenactment.
You're old, Megatron. Yesterday's model, ready for the scrap heap.
We'll see who's ready for the scrap heap.
Junk! That's what you are. Junk!
Silence!
And I just noticed they're on the wrong sides of each other with the weapons in the wrong hands. Oh well, you get the point. This is more Masterpiece. That is not a masterpiece, but it's probably the closest we'll get for a Masterpiece Superion. Very cool figures. Looks like Ironhide tipped over and knocked Thrust out of Grimlock's mouth. I'll just put him back in there.
Grimlock lost his thrust.
And there we go. This collection is growing as well. They keep releasing them, and I'm loving it. Can't wait for Shockwave. I withheld on that Quake Wave, so that was one of the lucky ones. I think the Masterpiece is going to be good. And the Decepticons. Rumble again, favorite character. That is the Hasbro Soundwave with the yellow eyes, but I'll take it for the price point. Got some third party going on there with the Bruticus. And here's Devastator's first appearance.
Dinobots! No! Fool around! Right! Dinobots! Transform!
It's bad news, Scrapper. They brought out the heavy artillery.
Then it's time we did the same, only heavier. Constructicons, transform! Phase 1! Now, transform! Phase 2! Prepare to meet your doom. Nothing can withstand the might of Devastator!
Upgrade kits to come for the new Devastator. Running out of room for empty boxes.
And here we have the Transformers Prime collection.
More of a fan.
I really only opened the ones that made television appearances.
Actually made an appearance.
That silhouette was Starscream, but I think that version of him, the Voyager, is a little too big. And I like the first edition. I think it fits in better size-wise. A couple I'm not going to open.
First editions unopened. A couple of first editions that did open.
I think the second version of Ultra Magnus was probably better, but why open it? I already got that one open. That guy was a little expensive. Had to bring him in from overseas. And a little Viacon army that I'm not going to open. I already got a few opened. Really good characters. I feel like Soundwave should have been a little bigger. That's an awesome version of Predaking right there. Scaled perfectly. I think I got him at Ross. I didn't even know they made so many different versions of him. Found him on the back shelf. And we got a Viacon Jet. not hanging from a string. Sharktacon Megatron. And the reflection is killing me, the glare is killing me. There's the Arachnid with their little Insecticon army. Don't know why they didn't make them bigger. They would have sold. Viacon General and another Viacon Jet. That bad boy cost me some money too. I waited too long to get him, but had to get him from overseas as well. Viacon Army and the Deceased Brothers. Actually, just about everyone died in this one. Great series. It was sad to see it go off the air. It's just a couple of Abominus, the big giant Optimus, couldn't pass him up. That's the Ultra Magnus, I think is better than the one I have displayed, but oh well. Here we have the Unstoppable Juggernaut, my favorite character. And I put him up against some of the stronger DC and Marvel characters slash Godzilla, Yoda, Darth Maul. We got a Transformer in there. Anyways, he's unstoppable, right? So who the hell can stop him? Most of you fellow nerds would probably disagree, but I say Juggernaut plows right through. And of course, Andre the Giant and the Fonz. They've neither of them have ever lost a fight. A very expensive version of Lobo and Darkseid, but well worth it. Super cool. And finally, a giant-sized Godzilla was released, which I think is still in stores as of March 2016. Very expensive Doomsday, and very cool. I also wanted to put him up there, but I couldn't bring myself to bring him out of the box for some reason. He just looks really good right in there, so I think I might leave him.
This guy in there. What the hell is it?
But that's the Doomsday figure that you want if you are going to have a Doomsday figure. And I apologize for the camera work. Not my forte. Once again. Alright, let's move on.
Doomsday.
And we got a giant Starscream. Never really liked Starscream. I know a lot of people do, but I got him anyways because it was a unique figure that won't be being opened. My Titanium Ultra Magnus. He's now been replaced by the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus on my classic shelf. And all sorts of Combiner Wars classics. Just basically ones that won't be opened. Fall of Cybertron. Lots of Legends. A couple of them I opened when I first got, but once I figured out how I was going to display everything, these guys did not make the cut. And I built some custom shelves for the G1 figures. Autobots on top, Decepticons on the bottom. Again, well, now we're up to animated here. I didn't open any of these either, but I only bought the ones that were in the show. I think I'm still missing a couple, maybe Jazz and Rodimus. I've only watched it once. I'll have to rewatch it and see who's in that show, but I think I'm missing a couple of characters. And with the exception of a few characters for the G1, these are just characters who appeared in the cartoon show at one point or another. Those tapes are one of the exceptions. I forget their name. And what is it? Quick Switch, the Six Changer. He was not in the show. Kind of got it where the original Autobots and Decepticons are on the left side, and the the ones in more in season 3 after the movie are on the right. Like, these are all the guys that died off in the movie or were never seen again after the movie.
With lots and lots of shopping.
And there's kind of a blurred line there. You got maybe Cliff Jumper
The instruction book.
from the right over. These are all complete. I've got all the instructions, all the tech specs. I'm going to be probably doing a big framed display of at least the tech specs.
Lay it out where
Oh, the RC there that we just zoomed by was not an original toy. That was the Impossible Toys third party, I believe. There's the line kind of where
died off in the movie.
I think Sea Spray and Cosmos made it, but from the left to them, they all died.
Oh, never seen it. I think these two guys.
So yeah, you get the idea. There's the cutoff right there, I think. Electronics still work in Skyfire, which is very cool. We've got the original boxes for those 3 cities. I'd like to try and acquire an original Metroplex box. That's the original box from the mail-away Reflector, who is just in mint condition. There I've got the autograph signed of whoever the hell voiced Shockwave, I forget, in Transformers Prime. And my cat is meowing in the background. Now we got the custom Decepticon shelf. Same thing with a few exceptions. These are only characters that were in the TV show. Those are the guys that died off after the movie. Over to the left there.
All got wiped out.
Really good condition, a lot of these. About half of them were my childhood collection. Then I got crazy on eBay. Started picking up the rest of them. Got the world's smallest Shockwave, just for the hell of it. And the Crazy Debbie pile drivers on Rumble up there. Electronics still work on Tripticon.
Very cool.
Yeah, he wasn't in the show, but he's a combiner, so what the hell. Everybody loves combiners. So yeah, this is my retirement. After I turn 65, it'll take me 10 years to sell them all. That's the Target Master Scourge. My biggest mistake was getting rid of my Target Master Cyclonus. When I first started collecting again, I decided I only needed one of them.
Virtually.
And now I really wish I'd have kept them both, because that was in really good shape. And I think I sold it for 90 bucks. So I could try and buy other figures, but now I wish I had them back.
Oh, you got all the trucks Army.
There it is, my pride and joy. The G1 collection. Over here we got the Legion of Doom. Customized a little bit, but I consider it an upgrade. Some of the classic Legion of Doom. And a customized Justice League.
One or two guys.
Beast Wars. I bought all these guys in package and I opened them all up. Now I kind of regret it, but you know what? You know, you don't live forever. You can't take it with you. So, got the original Maximals and Predacons grouped on top there.
Silver bolt over there. I'm going to open him.
And then the next shelf down is the,
Metals.
what did they call that? Transmetals. I sort of stopped opening them at this point. I would at least wanted the original armies displayed. But these are pretty cool figures. And you got the final battle down there, which Megatron won. The original 1960s Batman. Loved that show when I was a kid. Couldn't pass these up. Waiting for Robin and Batgirl that aren't in the multi-pack.
Eat your heart out, kids. Nobody doesn't have a
And what else do we got?
entire room they can dedicate to being a nerd. But
Over to the couple of posters. We've already seen Unicron and Cybertron. Scene out of the movie. Got the Classics collection here.
and this is
Coming up.
Classics collection.
Again, from Megatron over there is kind of the guys that fell off after the movie. Turned into Scourge and Cyclonus. Or died.
We got Megatron's army sort of on the left.
And we'll be showing you a brief clip of each of the combiners. First appearance in the cartoon series. So you kind of got Galvatron's army on the right there, the sweeps, and Abominus coming up. Lots of third party going on with the Decepticons, but they're all worth it. That 6-shot figure is beautiful. And here we have the Transformers Prime collection. I really only opened the ones that made television appearances. This is a badass version of Abominus. Third-party figure, cost a little over $500. I'm not rich, I just don't have kids or a wife. Eventually I'll probably display him in the separate beast forms. And there's the third-party Predaking, same price point. Here's a little clip.
That is the worst the Predacons can do. We have little to fear from.
You don't suffer from overconfidence or anything.
He does. But he will suffer more at the hands of Bruticus.
Well worth the money. Will always be displayed as Predaking in the combined form, though. And lots of third-party figures. That Soundwave is actually an MP3 player. Some of the cassettes. I've got some knockoff Masterpiece Laserbeak and Buzzsaw coming in to fill out that display there. Waiting on the Astro Train, the new Astro Train. It's a nice third-party Rat Bat. Would love to have a better Shockwave, but I think we're stuck with that guy in the background there. That's it. The Hegemon for Megatron. Those are fans' toys, I think. The Insecticons. Very cool figures. Impossible Toys Ninja. And Perfect Effect Reflector, which is also just an amazing figure. And here's a clip from Menasor. First appearance.
My cars have a secret which will rip your puny planes right out of the sky. Stunticons, unite! Behold! Minosaur!
The hands and feet upgrades are really worth it. It gives them some extra height. And we got a little clip of Bruticus coming up.
Leave no trace of their insidious existence.
I have prepared for this emergency, Megatron. Combaticons, merge into Bruticus!
Bruticus angry. Bruticus devastator.
If they ever offer a blast off sold separately for the right arm, I might get him, but I think that looks pretty good. Space shuttle blast off. And that's the third party Hercules. That one was $600. Again, not rich, just no kids. And we've got the Megatron's jets. And the Decepticon hive. Very cool. And a little sweep army there. That's the titanium set. That's Megatron transforming into Galvatron from the movie.
Behold, Galvatron.
So that's a decent little statue. Rumble is blue. He's my favorite character. Hey! You're supposed to be red! You're supposed to be red! You're supposed to be red! And there's a little scene from the movie, Devastator ripping into Autobot City. And a couple more little statues. Galvatron. And the Autobots. Again, I've got it kind of laid out. The Season 1, Season 2 cast is sort of down below. And up above is the Season 3 cast. Most of these guys down here died off. It'd be nice to have a better Classics Optimus Prime without shit all over his arms, but I guess that's what we have to live with. Got a couple of third-party figures in there. But Hasbro doesn't give us all what we want. The third-party Alpha Trion. That space is going to be reserved for the new Fortress Maximus when it comes out. Skyfire, I think I said Skyfire earlier when I was talking about electronics. I meant Skylynx. Third-party Swoop. Third-party Cosmos. I found him to be just a little bit cooler than the most recent release that just came out. And there's Superion on the upper left. I didn't get a real good shot of him, but here's a quick video clip. And then we've got Power
Aerial
Gun, right?
bots, show them what you've got.
No! It can't be!
Surprise, Megatron! Meet Superion!
And we got a big old Metroplex who talks. Very cool. Goldbug. Some third-party Dinobots. Third-party Sea Spray. And third-party cassettes. There's Warpath. He looks really good in robot mode, but since he's one of the only things that doesn't turn into a car, he's going to be in tank mode for the display. Way better than the Legends version, by the way. And we got a third-party blaster on the left there.
Third party.
And here's Defensor coming up. We got a little clip of him from the original show. There he is.
Protectobots, Hotspot, Streetwise, Groove, First Aid and Blades, transform into Defensor!
And we got kind of a small version of what would be considered the Wreckers, or the Season 3 cast. We've got a Whirl and Brainstorm and a couple other figures that still need to be hung up. Sandstorm. But that's about it. Thanks for watching. Here's the remaining few. Much more to come. Much more to come. Got to that yet, but they'll be floating over here somewhere.